Okay, I'm Eduardo. I'm from the Leaky team. I'm going to talk about the Stalin's dictatorship. His real name wasn't Stalin, was Joseph Sugashvili, and he was born in Georgia, Russia, in 1879, and he died in 1953. And he governed Russia after Lenin's death from 1929 to 1953. That is the date when he died. He took the power, as I said, after Lenin's death, and he replaced the semi-feudalist Russia because Russia was in a lot of economic problems into a economic and militarist power, more militarist than economic. He he have great number of victories and helped to defeat Germany in World War II, but he was like not a very good dictator. He killed a lot of people. A lot of them were Russians and allies from him. Okay, now about the childhood of our dictator, Stalin. We must mention that it was a really hard childhood. He was the son of a poor shoemaker. He never met his mother, and his father was alcoholic. So this led to his death, to his father's death, really soon, and he stayed orphan very early in his life. So in some way, it could be said that he's poor and the way he lived all his childhood make him like to hate the Tsar government, the Tsar rule, and this led later to his great hairless because he was really evil. He was too bad, and he started to believe in the communist economic way because after he was poor almost all his life, he believed that that wasn't fair and people should be equal. Just that he was really evil, and the thing that he wanted was power. So in 1899, when he was really like making a lot of noise and like really saying all the people that the communist was better than the Tsars, this make the Tsars exile him finally from Russia. Since ascent to the power, we must mention after he was exiled, he met with Lenin and Trotsky and a lot of leaders from Russia that later provoked the Russian Revolution. And well, he was exiled, as I said. And when the World War One started, Germany gave them a train to go back to Russia with Lenin and with Trotsky and all the leaders and begin the revolution. After the Great Revolution and numerous battles, when they finally get the triumph, it was nicknamed Stalin instead of Joseph. Stalin in Russian means Iron Man. Sounds funny, but it's true. So his loyalty to Lenin and his lack of ideas make that Lenin think, okay, he don't have a lot of ideas, so he's not a problem for me. So he ascended to general secretary, and this give him more power and the ability to control all the things that were happening in the party, in the Bolshevik party. So when the civil war began and they won and all this stuff of the Russian Revolution, Stalin is still alive. I have made a good. He haven't make a something bad like to be kicked from his place where he was put in the Bolshevik party. So in 1929, when Lenin was about to die, he was really sick. Lenin really said that he preferred to Trotsky take the power because he considered that Stalin was too heartless and too sanguinary, and he knew that Stalin he didn't have a real vision. He wanted just to have a lot of power and get all the control of Russia, while Trotsky really wanted to expand. But even knowing this, after the death of Lenin, um, Stalin overthrew Trotsky. He allied with other two partners of the Bolshevik party, and this led like at something like the Game of Thrones, for say like that. They joined Trotsky joined with some and Stalin with others, and there was like this kind of war between the communists in the world versus the communists just in Russia. Finally, Stalin wins and sent to exile Trotsky, but after this he just like won more power because he later started to kill everybody, literally everybody. He killed every Russian that have some influence in the people, he will kill him. Every Russian that looks suspicious, he will kill him. Every Russian, that was from the Bolshevik party and didn't think like him, he will be killed. So he started to kill everybody in horrible ways. He killed Jews too. He killed a lot of people and make a totalitarian government. Killed practically all the people who have fought for the Russian Revolution. And this was like the most sanguinary power sense in the human history. Okay, now talking about the World War II, let's go faster. It's like an important point. First, Stalin allied with Hitler. He knew that the Nazis they really didn't want the communists. They were like enemies just because of their ideologies, but they allied one each other. Stalin, since the beginning, he knew he was playing a game that it was not going to last too much time. He knew that in some point Hitler would betray him, and because he knew this, he started like to try to show to Hitler that he really had power, military power. So when the World War II began and Germany attacked Poland and France and start to had like really good army, really good generals, Stalin tried to show his power by invading Finland and show Hitler he was a real good ally. He fell. He fell in Finland in a horrible way. He was like 3 millions of Russians attacked Finland against 200 soldiers of Finland, and they lost millions, like 1.5 million of soldiers. Finally, Finland gave them some territory. So this made Stalin realize that he didn't have good generals in his army. He thought, I have a bunch of idiots here. He thought that, so he killed all the generals that have failed to him, and like stay with the ones who they really make a good work in the war. But this at the same time made Hitler's know that Russia didn't have a real power. So after finish the attack to France and begin the war, the air wars against England, and he didn't have to like maintain a real front against England because England had to land in the coast of France to defeat Germany. So Hitler knew that really England didn't have that power. So he invaded Russia, and immediately Russia started to lost a lot of territory. The Germans they were very close to Moscow, and even with the winter coming, it was something obvious that Moscow was going to fall. And even when the general said to Hitler, "Don't do this," they did it. And Stalin knew that before, like for example, Napoleon had been defeated by the Russian winter, and he knew that that was his bigger power to defeat Germany. So he posted everything he had, all his army, all in some city called Stalingrad. After a serious number of bombs fall in the factories of Germany, Germany was obligated to attack Stalingrad because there was a lot of sources and factories there. So they attacked Stalingrad, where the Russians have like make a trap there. So Germany lost all his army there. They returned from Moscow. They lose in Moscow. They lose in Stalingrad. They were obligated to leave the cities. Later they were defeated in Kiev, and all this stuff make more than 3 million of German soldiers lose their lives. That was like the 50% of the German army. So after this, Russia, the Allies, not just Russia, all the Allies have a real good advance, and this really helped the Allies to win the World War II. So it could be said that more than the U.S., Russia was the key for the Germany defeat.
During his regime, Stalin killed a lot of his enemies and other opposing parties, and the rest were sent to the gulags. Most of the gulag camps were located in Siberia and the Far East. These gulags were the places in which he sent protestants and people that opposed his regime. They were forced to make heavy work such as mining, forestry, or building different types of infrastructure. Often, many prisoners suffered a lot of fatal injuries, as well as some diseases. In these places, only 1 of 10 people survived, but were marked for the rest of their lives. Those who died were only replaced by a new prisoner. In estimation, almost 20 million of people under Stalin's regime. In conclusion, Joseph Stalin made Russia a great power country after leaving World War II with great success. It made other countries fear them. Stalin's health was declining, and reports of an attempted assassination of the great communist leader was discovered and stopped. He later on died in 1953 from a stroke or a brain hemorrhage. Stalin not only framed Russia's future, but left behind his legacy. Stalin is a perfect example of an important figure whose level was based on his hero-like or villain-like decisions, which was based on perspective. While Stalin was on the US side fighting the Nazis, he was a hero. While he was a symbol of evil communism during the Cold War, he was a villain. In Stalin's case, his status is controlled by perspective. He influenced Eastern Europe by taking them to a communist government. He also took Germany into 4 zones, which the Soviets controlled the East, and this led to the United Nations establishment.